Oh, I thought I was already live.
Over here starting shit.
Right. Oh, that's what happened to Jaguar last night.
Oh Lord. I went to bed. I was like, I got to go. Too long.
Right.
But it was very good, I have to admit. That you had people up there talking. It was very nice to see the community coming together and just being themselves. That's what it's really all about. So, like, I'm all for that, you know?
Yeah. Let me see if I get on my other phone. It's louder.
Okay.
But I like the iPhone better than this.
Yeah, I only have an iPhone and a laptop. And, and I just use my phone. Hopefully that's okay.
Yeah. But yeah,
What did you think about yesterday? All what happened yesterday? Like, just everything. There was so much going on.
yeah, it was a lot. That was a long live. Um, I feel like we discussed a lot of good stuff on the live. It was crazy how Jaguar did that, talking about that was Danny, and she kind of spooked me. Like, what is you talking about?
Right. Like, I wasn't there for that, but from what I gathered, there's a personality that she thought was possibly divine. The divine already put out a statement saying it wasn't. So here we go again, YouTube.
Right.
You know?
And the
Um,
DMX. Here
yeah,
we
like
go
here we
again.
go. But here's the bottom line: we're all just people, and we're all wanting the same thing. We just don't know it yet. Like, we want the truth, and those who don't want the truth are going to stay in their ego, and because the truth could be kind of scary for some people. I don't want to point fingers at nobody because it's not about like any one particular person. And the way I see it, I don't want to leave anybody behind. No
Facts.
souls left behind. So that's why I'm here with you. Because I came from another part of the internet, to be honest, like another sector.
Yeah, yeah. What
um,
sector are you in?
well, I don't want to give it a name because that's not what I do. It's just truth, looking for it, awakening to it, being conscious and aware of the shit that goes on, and just being myself, like being real, being who I am, and connected to my higher, right?
Right.
Um, that's how I found you. I went with the flow,
Yeah.
you know. And I'm not gonna be able to uh, mod your chat or anything because the way it's set up, it's not very clear, like who's talking, who's saying anything. So I'm gonna have to leave that to you.
Yeah, because the other stream, like the chats just pop up, but I think I have to
Hmm.
select them. I don't know, like so it can be on the video so people can see.
Okay, is that going to be a problem for you? Is there any mods in there right now that you can um, maybe have them just take,
I know
make
they
sure enough?
probably at work. That's why I was gonna do it at 5, but he's gonna get on here and I guess talk at 5.
Okay, yeah. Is there any way for just keeping the chat clean? Because like there'll be trolls and.
Oh yeah, like to do it. I text D and see if she can do it.
Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. Anybody who's in the chat, can they hear us? Okay, like are we good with sound?
Hey y'all, hello,
Hello.
FF. I'm talking about. I'm about to call him Thackeray. Fahane. Yes, we can hear you. They can hear.
Awesome. I love that little name, Pikachu. How cute. I can see the comments if you put them up. Otherwise, I won't be able to.
Yeah, yeah. I'll just click on each comment. They say yeah, they can hear.
Oh, great. Thank you, Goddess. Yay, everybody can hear. Okay, cool. It's a little different when you're back here on this like app. So yeah, and it's my second time, so please forgive me if I F it up.
Right. So, any questions you want to ask me?
Well, I don't really want to ask you questions. I just want to have a conversation with you if you're ready to proceed. But I thought maybe we'd play that video because that video is such a good reminder survivors and where they come from and the type of emotions they hold when people are, what's the word I'm looking for, listening to survivors but not understanding where they're coming from. And you were a child. It's up to you if you want to play or not. Otherwise, we'll just talk.
Yeah, yeah, I was a child at that time, and yesterday I kind of liked it because everybody that came up on the live had something to do, not necessarily with Diddy, but with that cult.
Right. Yeah, I noticed that everybody had their story, their own backstory, which was great to hear. And they had things that you could compare to the type of programming you may have suffered under. And they seem to have suffered under some sort of gang stalking, targeted individuals, frequencies. I didn't have a chance to really get into it, but like I noticed that there are, a common theme within survivors of trauma of all types, right? But in
Yeah.
certain circles, we're talking about real heavy, like targeting and harassment, gang stalking and stuff. And sometimes they use frequencies.
Yes, that's me on the thumbtack picture. That's me on one of the tables. They confused me with that woman because they showing her face and her body. She's longer and she's brighter, and her hair was brighter than mine. She had a bleach blonde, a little bit brighter than mine. It was like a brown blonde. They're getting the picture of the naked Korean lady where they show her face because she was grown. Every person at the table could not get pictures taken of them. Like Allie Carter, she was there.
Right. And so let's talk about that for a minute. And not so much about Allie, but just about that party in particular. Okay. Because there's some like, we've got a lot of back and forth on this particular point because a lot of content creators are showing a different picture. But the one picture, which, okay, let's talk about the picture. First of all, they have professional photographers, like Getty photographers, right? And obviously, they become the client. They come into the event or party and shoot the party. Now, let's be clear: when the party gets rough and dark, you think those Getty photographers are still going to be there?
No,
They
they
were
sent them
told,
away.
right? They were told specifically to photograph whoever, right? So they're
Yeah.
not going to shoot Allie sitting on the table, or whatever. They're not going to shoot those things because maybe they weren't there for those things. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah, they were told by the dude that was like over Allie, she was with a man, her foster father, the pimp or whatever she
Right,
called him, the person that she was in a relationship with. He told people, P Diddy will say specifically, don't take pictures of her.
right.
And it was like, that's a child. It was like, don't take pictures of her. So people that at the party were aware children were on the tables.
And was Allie the only one on those tables besides you and her? Like,
No,
was there
it
other
was
children?
five different tables. It was
Okay.
five different women. That Korean woman was probably the only grown up because certain tables they couldn't take pictures of.
And right. Okay. So at that same party, we know about Adria being there, and that was your interaction with her that she spoke up already publicly, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense to me. Now, was that the first time you've ever met Adria?
No, that wasn't the first time I met Adria.
Okay.
That was
But
the
that's the
first
time that,
party that we did together, as far as
right.
her being the party girl. You
Okay.
know, so
Okay.
that was like probably like the first freak off party because she was like, like the flyer girl of the freak offs.
Right. The face of the party, right?
Yeah, she was the face of the party.
The hostess.
Yeah, her and Superhead.
Okay. Okay.
Cause her and Superhead, I remember Superhead did not like Asia
Oh, really? Why?
because Asia, she was an upcoming porn star or whatever, and she was popping,
Mm.
and they were
Oh, well,
beefing over men, or they beefing over who is the best party girl,
oh,
who
wow.
like the video vixen spot.
I see. So there was a bit of ambition on that, meaning like, when young women come in to those parties, there's a bit of ambition and promises probably. Right. She spoke about these promises. So I can understand like you being a child You aren't given much choice in the matter. You're being groomed into this life. And I think we forget that when we look at you today. I see the child at times when you're speaking. Is there like a feedback? Because I can hear a feedback, and I want to make sure it's not happening.
No, we can't hear no feedback. And
Okay, cool.
with Maggie, I felt like Maggie put a narrative out that I am destructing. I'm instructing. I call him Dylan. But it's Rocco. Maggie feel like I'm instructing Rocco to say the things that he was saying, because when
Right,
I misspelled in the chat because I was typing so fast and my finger actually sent it, it was like space. It sounded like it said he up there lying, but I said no. Y'all don't treat him like a liar. She didn't read it right.
right. And I don't see you being like typing out like he's lying. Like it's just a bit. All of it is just a bit asinine, in my opinion. And like this woman that had you on the show yesterday with Rocco, clearly she's under advisement of other people because like she is nonstop living about the whole Jaguar right scenario and her enemies. Like this is all communal bullshit as far as I'm concerned. Because what's happening here is we're not talking about the real shit here. We're not talking about the stuff that matters.
Yeah, that's what
Um,
I think. That's the whole point of it, is to start an argument so we can't talk about the stuff that matters.
okay, somebody's saying that they can hear. Oh, it's gone.
No, she was saying it's gone. She said you have to mute your playback if you want to play in your room.
Oh, she might be talking to you because I'm only on one device. I don't have another device playing on
Oh yeah,
you.
I'm just on my phone. On Yard Stream on my phone. I don't have like no
Oh,
fancy
okay.
setup.
Well, make sure they let us know because I won't be able to. Like, if I hear it, I don't know if they're hearing it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is feedback. I thought so. Okay, how do we fix this? Are you on speaker? Because I'm on headset.
I'm on speaker. Probably that's probably why.
That
Be-
might be it. So if you can get like a headset, that might be easier for us. How do you pronounce the woman, the young lady that live last night that you guys were talking about? How do you pronounce her name? I don't want to disrespect her and call her something weird. Is it
Who
Is it Maggie?
is who name Maggie?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to say her name correctly before
I think it's Maggie.
Oh, okay.
Cause she wanted me to come on her live, like to do answer, like we play a game, you answer a question, I answer a question. But she was like it was all a game. But I didn't get on it because I ain't got time. It's always I feel like when I be getting on the platforms, it's always like I end up yelling and I'm arguing and I'm not even remaining calm.
Right. I
I'm
think
getting frustrated, and then it's like they want to say what they want to say, like how she was like, um,
no, I don't have anything open. Sorry to you guys call her that. That's not a nice name. I don't call her that. I don't know this woman. Um, but
but I
anyway,
don't know her like that.
yeah, yeah.
I
But
watch her on the
anyway,
video, and she make my Niger. I feel like she make my Nigerian side kick in, like I'll slap you. Like she made my
but
Nigerian side kick in, but
I can see
she
the
was
side
like,
that
I
she's
felt like
on.
she liked the narrative. Like when she read that comment, she was like, "Lamesha's calling you a liar." She could just lie with a plain face. And I said, "Don't treat him
Right,
like a liar." She never read that comment, so that made me get on the live. And I said,
right,
"No, do not treat Rocco like he's lying." Because they
right,
was up there drilling him. And I told him he a fool to stay on this live while they drill him like that. And I had exit out. Well, they blocked me out the live. So
right.
and she was like, "No, don't block Lamesha."
They had enough of your shit. You know what's funny about all this? It's just that if everybody just spoke to each other without like any judgment or expectation, I think that we would get a lot more done for the children. This is just my view because like there's things going on in the background, okay? After speaking to you and understanding your story more and working with you on your own culture, I
Yeah.
realized that when you speak about certain memories, you're jumping on a timeline that most people don't understand exists, okay? Because in your mind, you had alters that had to be created to deal with certain traumas. I understand that very well.
Yeah, they don't understand like Diddy. When people say the altars, like I feel like now it's a static with my headphones. I'm gonna take my headphones off. Hold
Okay.
on. I feel like people don't understand like even with Rocco, Dylan, them doctors, he messed with a lady that owns her own um mental college to where like the like some of the kids that are missing are in them colleges to where they're mental like colleges for people that's about to go to the mental hospital where they electroshock your brain.
Oh, okay. So now I know what you're talking about when you say college. So there are declassified documents on MK Ultra that will basically tell you, and there are articles written all over the place. I mean, you got to find them, but they're there, and it
Yeah,
basically
she's on
states
TV. She's a ter the
a
I'm
third
start stuttering. They inflict that on me every time
psychologist.
I think about her, speak about it, I stutter. But
Yes.
she is a terrorist therapy. So they
Okay.
terrorize like if they she's a terrorist therapy.
I'm going to ask that you do one favor. Whenever you start to feel that way, when you start to feel that way, you have to like take a deep breath and then release it. Okay? Because what's happening is you're getting triggered by this particular subject.
Yeah, because the hospitals are the drug dealers and the people in the government and like high places, they're the sex traffickers.
Yes. Okay. We'll get into that in a minute. But what I want to say, so everybody hears and understands, is that back in the day they were utilizing certain institutions. Okay, they were using prisons and they were using colleges. Okay, there are a few colleges I could name right now. I think one of them was Harvard. I could be wrong, but let me go to my notes because I was researching this recently.
Yeah, I have the name of the college. I haven't said it on here, but I showed the lady pictured when I was saying that these people like the Mexican man I showed, he used to disguise himself as an Indian man. Like that Diddy will
Right.
go all out with his act. And
I
he had
understand.
that lady the therapist, the terrorist therapist, the one that Jaguar mentioned I need to call. He had her.
Wait, are you sure this is the same woman? Let's not jump to conclusions here. I always like to make sure, and I don't mean to be like that.
Well,
This.
when she thought about it, it made me think about that woman, and she's because
Right.
they was like I was gonna get swatted.
So understand what's happening in your MKUltra mind. It's allowing that particular memory to unfold an actual memory, and it's not about what maybe Jaguar said. It's more about the doctor that you remember being the one involved in your torture and your electroshock, all the MKUltra programming they were doing at these places where you thought you were at a psych ward, you thought you were at a mental institution, but you were at an actual college. There were 80 institutions apparently, guys, just so you know, and they also use pharmaceutical companies, believe it or not. This is all out in the open. So what you're telling me matches up perfectly from what I understand when it comes to this particular point.
Yeah, and she will inflict like they inflicted speech impediment on me. Like
Mm.
they put like red, yellow, like they was like, "What's that? What are the signs? What about knives?" He was like, "Well, they're gonna invent emojis in the future,
Right.
so knives." And he was like, "Why knives?" He even used Rocco. Rocco and Jaguar was a part of that. Like they had the same thing done to them. Like when she be in the mental hospitals, they become in their disguise, messing with her. She had the same thing done to her. So
Right.
for her to get on live and to be like, you need to call the terrorist therapist, whatever she said it so slick. I was like, it didn't hit me until I got off the phone. Like, what the heck? Like they trying to set me up. I probably need to stop talking.
Yeah, I noticed that right away before. I mean, before I even met you. To be honest with you, I was just trying to. to absorb what was going on with you. Not just you, but like the entire community based around the whole Diddy thing. I mean, it's new for me. You know, where I'm from, we talk about all the conspiracies and stuff, and we talk about everything else. But when it came to like the stars and stuff, I don't, people in my community don't normally go talking about them as much. We do talk about them, but this particular one, I was led to you basically by spirit. And then after meeting you, I realized, okay, so there is a connection. The MK Ultra is a big connection, right? The children, the gifted and talented program, right? Music, all of it is all connected. Movies, think messages in the movies. You know, like your whole story about Blink Twice. I mean, you weren't the first person to even talk about Blink Twice. So for me, that was kind of like I wouldn't say a red flag, but more like there's something to it. There's something to it in your MK Ultra programming that makes you go, yes, this. And it may sound like the movie. You gave everybody the description of the movie, right? And that's what
Yeah.
got people going, oh, she took that from Blink Twice. So without actually looking at you and going, hmm, her experiences sound like Blink Twice. So let's dig deeper into that and figure it out from there. What happened to Lamesha? She was in the woods. Okay, where in the woods? You know, like these are the things that she and I talk about because we're trying to actually nail down the
It's new.
image.
It was New York somewhere, some part. Rocco told me the place where I was in the woods because when I remember we ended up having to take the police back to the park, and they had boarded up the entrance to the tunnel in New
And this
York.
would
Well,
have been in the Hamptons then.
yeah, in the Hamptons, they boarded it up, and the I don't know if that was the FBI, I don't know if that was Homeland Security, but they
Okay.
broke it down and they went inside them tunnels because they was trying to go find the blood rooms. They were trying to find the body parts. Cause I said, I know what flesh. I was telling them it's bodies down there and flesh and smells, and they were saying that it was props. They were telling me like, no, they're
So
props.
the police, you're telling me the police that were there.
Yeah,
All right. So clearly this is a cover up. And no matter what you tell the public right now,
they're
um,
not gonna
they're
believe
not
me.
going to believe you. Okay. And I get that. I get that. I believe you though. Um,
Yeah,
but the average bear is going to be like, nah, she's capping, you know, like whatever they do, whatever
yeah,
they
because people don't
really think.
understand.
Yeah, they're not trying to understand because it's too fucking
I
crazy.
keep trying to tell them I was supposed to testify for Diddy in 2012,
Right.
but the whole time we would have been going to court, he would have been free, if that
Mm.
makes sense, until they charged him and then he went to jail. But still, like, they made me feel small because I'm even now. It's gonna be like I'm gonna be in a room with a whole bunch of Nephilim giants.
I get that scenario that you just like illustrated, but you're grown.
Yeah,
You're
quickly
not that
to
little
believe
anymore.
Ali Mother. The Ali Mother was already paid off. Ali Mother is protecting herself because Ali is promoting the parents should go to jail.
I mean, I'm going to paint a very vivid picture for what this looks like. From based on my understanding, I've been following Allie since the very beginning, and throughout her journey, she put out a lot of information. She spoke about her mother, her real mother, the one that gave birth to her. She calls her the surrogate, right?
Yeah,
Okay, this woman, from what I remember, the exact details are that she basically pimped her own daughter out. So she was not in the picture over the years that I followed Allie. Up until 2024, I realized people are actually watching her now. That was very shocking to me because nobody gave her the time of day. And her mother was not around then. So let me be clear. Mother coming into the scene and presenting a face for people that are on the fence,
yeah.
that says a lot. It says that she's part of the problem, basically.
Yes, she is. If you can tell the way she talking, she using the Christian Jesus to be like,
Yeah.
come back home in George's name, but bitch, I all that. Oh Lord,
I
forgive
mean,
me.
if we all could combine what Allie's told us over the years, we would never ever would fall for her mother coming onto the scene and saying, "Come home" to a 30-year-old woman she ignored basically when she needed to nurture her child, at the age, the right age that she was on. Where was she? Where was she?
No, she'll
Did
get her
she?
back over. It's gonna be mental abuse because Allie say that I know that I'm 25, 24, 26 when she making them videos, but she said my mind is still stuck at a child's mind.
Because she went through the same thing you did. So let's be clear. That was satanic ritual abuse, right?
Yeah.
MK Ultra programming and grooming in a young age, right? Um, going through, I guess, what they call the life, because when you're groomed, and I've heard this from other survivors, is that they had to go through this life of prostitution and yada, yada, like being pimped out basically at a young age as a child. This is
Yeah,
child
because I
trafficking.
want to connect my story to Allie, and then Allie was saying that Tupac was her daddy. She got in that black SUV from the store, but me to be like, she took my phone. That was me. And after that part, that's how she got to Diddy.
Like I said, I just feel like I think with discernment we can see that the mother is being propped up. Okay, now let's talk about that a little bit before you bring your fiance on. Let's talk about that. If you look at this, you guys were all kids, right? You even Rocco, right?
Yeah.
Um, what what kind of arrangement did the parents have that allowed access to their children on such a level? They were paid, correct?
Yes, they received money.
They received money. Okay. In your
So they wouldn't put
experience,
out missing, wanted missing posters.
right. So in your experience, how did they get away with it at schools and stuff with like the truancy policies?
Okay, because
I
the school policy, I go to school for a couple of months. Some
right.
years
And
he'll get me on the weekend. It started getting to where he'll get me on the weekend. But he done actually walked inside my school and people were like, P. Diddy's her dad? That's her daddy?
I mean, I find that to be like amazing because like the entire school witnessed this.
Yes. I had the same middle school, the same Mr. Lewis and
Right.
Mr. Taylor. I had the same principals and school people from middle school and in high school.
When I look at
He
your
started.
school
Mr.
records,
Lewis said that they're gonna start looking into that because
right,
my grandmother takes me. I be in school the way my school record's set up. I go to school for like 2 or 3 months, and they de-roll me,
right, take you out.
take me out. I miss school for a minute. Then when he bring me back home, I go back to school. But then I'm not. They don't like. It's not like I'm enrolled back in. It just showed that I go to summer school and I get passed to the next grade, and I go to school and I get de-rolled out a couple months later.
Right. Do you remember any of your school
I
years?
remember
Like,
going to summer school to pass to get to the next grade, but me in summer school, like, how did I not pass school?
okay. It feels to me like there's some like blockage in memories from
Yeah, I got a lot
school.
of blocked memories.
There's like distortion on the line. And so let me try and clear it. So I don't know.
I have my school records. I already have my transcripts. I would like to get my absent records, but I have my transcripts. I have that.
Yeah, I got to look at it, and it does look a little bit weird, guys. I haven't really fully looked at it deeply, but from first glance, there's something off.
Yeah, there is something off because it was too like I was calling you when I was crying when I
I
said I
know,
found the singer in the yearbook,
I know,
and
I remember.
I was going crazy about to give up on this because they called the police on me and they said I couldn't take pictures of people of my class age are grown, we're grown, but they said that they're trying to protect the children. But I'm like, who protected me? Why
Right,
can't I get this
and
picture? I need this picture for my court case. And they didn't want to give. They called the police and got me escorted out. I was thinking about stealing the yearbook, but I just
Lamesha,
gave up on it.
right. But you're not giving up on shit. You're not, because you're still here. You're still doing the work. You've healed yourself to a point where you're not strung up on anything. You didn't like take the, you know, the easiest road to take, I guess, when you're depressed and you have all this trauma and depression and whatever else going on with you. Your body must have suffered, right?
Yes,
So,
my body did suffer. I already had the 2012. I started this already. Like, I've been to the victims, to the sex trafficking victims, where you go to the hospital and they want you to go to groups. I didn't want to go to the groups and stuff, but it was
right.
like I'm ready to face, my past now.
Okay. So let's do
But
a
they
little bit.
removed some chips out of me. They couldn't get the ones that were like how she was talking to some in my head and thyroids and stuff. They said if they remove it, like, I can get killed or whatever. And I'm like, what chips do they have in me?
The young lady that was on your live yesterday.
Yes.
Okay, you know what? You might have some, and you said you already had some removed. Do you remember what hospitals those were at? It's not something they would do at a normal hospital because most of them don't believe in microchipping, and obviously it's new technology. So you get what I'm saying? You would have been a younger year in that year. It would have been hard. Like, when did you have them removed? Recently, or like when you know out there? I think I lost you, Lamesha. Does everybody hear me and not Lamesha? I have to ask the obvious because I'm back here talking to see almost going on YouTube. Can anybody just let me know if they reach hear me? Hmm. Oops.
Hold on.
Okay, here we
Yeah, I'm
go.
trying to turn my camera off. I don't know how to do it.
What are you trying to do? Oh, take yourself out. Oh,
Okay, can you hear
okay.
me now?
Yes, I
Okay.
can hear you. But I also hear myself, which is annoying.
Right.
You know what? Maybe I will take my ear off. Can you guys hear me better this way? Can you guys hear me better this way?
Yeah. Well,
You
you
can.
don't sound muffled. They say
Okay,
your voice sound muffled.
muffled. Okay, I want to make sure that it doesn't because I'm on speaker now. I need to get a better headset. This is like a cheap old whatever.
Oh, you got the echo on.
I do?
No, I've just put reduce. I put Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. My was echo on my side.
Okay, everybody's saying it's great now. So, all right. Where were we, Lamisha? We were just talking about um oh, I've totally lost focus on where we were. Okay, so when do you want to bring your fiance on?
Um. After he about to run to the store, and once he come back
Okay,
from the
anytime
store,
he's ready. We're just gonna chat, like
yeah, we're
a
gonna
chat.
chat till he come back. When you come, you hurry up. I told you at 5 o'clock, and you taking your little precious.
Don't pressure him.
Right, he taking his precious little time. You ain't gotta get paid for my interview.
Oh wow.
He talking about he gonna charge me 4,000 to do an interview with me.
He end up giving it to you anyway. So bye.
Right. But but
I think we were just talking about the parental, the access to the school records. I think we were talking about, we didn't get too much into what your grandmother had given you, those people access to you in such a way that she was complicit.
yes.
And I think that's what I'm trying to get at. It's like most people are looking at Allie's mom after all these years, and they're getting hit in the heart with that because, like, of course, what parent, would not want to be with their child, right? Well, here's the
Yeah, because I
thing.
wasn't with my my dad got me my seventh grade year, and I remember telling him SUVs tried to get me in a car, and he kept me locked in the house after that. But
Right.
um, other than that, go get the dog. Other than that, my grandmother let him have access to me because he furnished the whole house, bought her car. She had $20,000, and the agreement was that my money was going to get interest because once I turned 18, she'll give me 10,000 or something. And she never gave me no money or nothing, but she took the money. So when I do go to court, they're gonna be like my family took the bribes.
Right. Okay. Let me ask you this about your grandmother. She discussed this with you in detail.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm not slow. I know what they're doing to me. I know that they're putting that oil on me. My grandmother used to put the oil on me and it'll knock me out. And then I wake up, like I told you, it'll be like a nightmare. One minute I'll be at home in my bed and I'll wake up and I'm back at his house, like, oh no.
Oh
I'll wake up
Lord.
screaming at my house, like, ah.
Oh my God. How scary would that be? I guess the point is that you were given complete control and access to, they gave your grandmother, like, I don't know about your mother. You said your mother
Yeah,
was,
because my sister, she was just over here. She was like, I remember when you left, they gave me your room and they put new beds and they like he redid the whole house, bought her a car, everything.
wow.
And
And
I wish my family and everybody don't want to be all on YouTube and stuff, but I wish like my sister would get on here and explain. But
yeah,
I feel I understand how people are feeling with this because people losing jobs and I hang around people, they work, have good nice jobs, and they don't want to lose their job or be getting harassed by investigators asking if I'm getting paid to say these things that I'm saying, who's paying me.
where I've sit and all this, everything you just said just there tells me exactly what I need to know. And it's basically this. They literally are going after someone who they tell everybody is lying and has got nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
But you have all this bullshit around you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like all this happened in real life, like.
Right. And this is the point I'm trying to make. The cover up is real.
Yeah, I told my grandmother, I told her if I go to jail for any past doings as I did that, I told her she coming with me. She gonna be my cellmate. And she was like, I'm married. I'm happily married. You was never missing. So she gonna be up here just like whenever my grandmother started doing interviews, she's gonna be up here saying that I'm lying. Just like the autistic girl, her dad took $10,000.
Right.
And he's up here talking about I don't remember picking her up, don't nobody
Yeah.
remember nothing because
Yeah.
when we was telling them, oh, this person doing, they felt like Nephilims and they felt very small,
Right.
like they have no power. If they're up here threatening, talking about the people are gonna come kill the whole family, like they will be like, it's your fault that people will come kill us, like it's shaky fault, like it was my fault.
Right. And none of your friends, even your friends that would have missed you in school if you didn't show up, right?
Yeah, they used to come by. I got messages on my Facebook. I can show you. I remember when you was missing and your granny said that you were gone. Like people remember me missing. That everybody was like, "Wow, I wish you would have told us." Some certain friends know about this.
Right. So you were taken and you were basically on and off, right?
Yeah, like so I'll go to school, be in school for 4 or 5 months, and then I'll be derolled, and then I'm going back to summer school so I can go to the next grade.
I guess where I'm like common sense says to me, like, well, the truancy department would have been like, Grandma, where's
Yeah, that
Lamesha?
yeah, because she when I got in high school, that's when truancy started. But then I had started skipping, running away too in high school. But in middle school, I would never skip school.
Mm,
I didn't start that to high school to where I was all like, no. I ended up going and told my mom I got to get away from everybody. And she was like, who you trying to get away from? I never went into details with my mom about who I wanted to get away from send me to Job Corps. And when my mom finally did see my scars, she was like, Shaq, you got your breast done? And I was like, I don't know. And she was like, how are you not gonna know?
Because she didn't know the whole story, right? You didn't
Yeah,
get to
she
tell
never knew.
her.
I'm just now, me being 33, well, I'm 34 now. I just told her the full story. So it's a lot for my mom to digest.
I
But she
understand.
knows I'm hurting. Cause she
Yeah.
was on like damn near on Danny's side calling me crazy when I told her I had more children. They never, nobody never know. But the doctors, my mom was all like, how many, she on this her first baby. Like the doctors be like, no, how many, she had more pregnancies, she done had, had a
Right.
C-section before. These people are telling me what I done had on my body. And I only got one child. And I
Wow.
had him natural.
Right. Well, we can get to the bottom of all that. You just get a forensic examination done, my lady.
Yeah, yeah, I have that, but I go
Hmm.
back to the doctor on the 21st so I can get the
Yeah, we want to
papers,
make
and I'm
sure
gonna get
you
my
get
old
through all
statements
your
too.
evidentiary, and there's gonna be no question what happened to you as a kid. Okay, that's what needs to happen, and we need to get your memories, and work on your healing and get you at this point where you are right now, beautifully expressing what happened to you. And do you feel the same when you talk about it now, like all the
When I
stuff you
talk
spoke
about it
of?
now, it's more I'm not getting angry or sad because I usually get mad and I start twisting his bowels. I haven't started twisting his bowels. Like y'all don't
You
understand.
should have
I
twisted.
did if I done did something to Diddy, his curse from God. Well, one of my curses is that his bowels are messed up how my bowels messed up. So every time I get mad at him, I
Right.
will squeeze it and I'll pull it and then I look. I just did it.
Wow.
Every time I talk about it, I gotta do it. And I feel like every time I do that, I feel like he's hurting and he's screaming that he can't boo boo, and when he do boo boo, it's diarrhea and it comes out and squirts. I know that sounds
Yeah,
crazy, but I feel like I'm hurting him. In my head, I want to hurt him.
I get you though. I'm not judging it, man. It is what it is. You've done some horrific shit, so you know.
Yeah, she yellow. Yellow means
Who's
to
asking about yellow?
yellow means to stop. You talking too much. Orange, red means you're in danger. The hit is on your head. And then after that, she started saying the bag on your head. I never, the bag on your head. I never told y'all. But orange means they coming to kill me.
Okay, I heard all that on the Sean Atwood show just before we met, and that was an immediate red flag. I'll be fucking clear. Those are MK Ultra code words. Now, what that would have done to you in that moment, I watched it happen. Nobody from the panel came to your rescue or your aid. In fact, I thought it was weird that they invited somebody onto your interview, as if you needed a person, an extra person to tell your story.
Yeah, they wanted me to question, go into details about the story. But I feel like I was answering the questions, but I didn't want to say too much because I felt like I was trying to obtain a lawyer, so I didn't want to say too much. I was just saying what's already out.
Okay. Can I reel you back a little bit just on that point? When you mentioned yellow, were you answering someone in the chat or did that just come in
When
your
I
head?
said yellow, Jaguar said, "Do you know what yellow means?" I said, "Oh yes, I know what yellow means." I
Right.
got
No, but
happy.
I'm asking very specifically to this point. Did you hear it when before you started talking to me about it just now, okay?
Yeah.
Was it something just popped in your head or did you see it somewhere? Like
Oh,
what
on
made
the
you
chat before I started talking about it, it was this one right here. That one time you said, Jaguar said, what's that one thing that Jag said to you, um, make you afraid when you are afraid and on Outwill show. I
Okay,
was mad.
I see what you said. Okay, so to I guess to clarify what just happened here, nobody was asking about yellow, but you started talking about yellow based on something you just read out, which is really amazing. And what that says to me is that your mind is clicking in certain things. So maybe talking about yellow out of it may have seemed random, but what it is it's not because it's actually on time of what's been happening. These words, these like scenarios, these memory implants, we can call them that. Okay. And I will go as so far as to say that maybe some of your story that you went out publicly with has a bit of this memory implantation. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a trigger. So if you're triggered to not talk about your attackers or your abusers, there's going to be a MK programming that makes sure that you don't, like, something happens and you never tell on those people.
Yeah, and the people that I was on there, and I was like, I'm reading this from the Black Whale. That is the stuff that's on my. That's how Oprah is tied in all on this. Like she got evidence, so she holding it from the police. She gonna have to talk about it. Like all the people that are out, like how they all tied up together. The politicians. It was more politicians with me. I was being thrown out by those people.
Okay. Yeah,
And
this is a
the
very
twin
interesting.
brothers that got arrested, one of the brothers raped the other brother. The real estates, they're involved in that too.
I want to address what's being said in the chat about you mentioning yellow. Well, I've just tried to express basically to Lamesha. I haven't said to you guys in the audience directly, but this is what it's like to handle and navigate MK Ultra programming. We're still working on it. It's not something like, oh, just because I unplugged her from it doesn't mean that she still can't be affected by it. She still has to live with the effects, the after effects. It's in her psyche. So yeah, I hope that answers it a bit.
Oh yeah, you was answering about speaking about prime my the prior crimes. Oh well
Ah,
when I saw, I thought y'all was asking about Yellow from the. I just heard when I read your question, it made me think about Yellow from the Sean Atwell.
okay. Yeah, so you just connected it to something that was a trigger in your mind. So this is like it's a perfect, very public example of MK Ultra.
Right, I made me feel crazy, motherfucker. Damn, I can't
You
breathe.
don't feel crazy, but the fact that we're dismantling right in front of everybody is pretty significant, in my opinion, in your progress. So keep going.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty amazing what you're
Yeah,
able to
she
have
was trying
done.
to use them to scare me. Like I felt like they were
Hmm.
mad, like they look at repulsed. Like don't say too much on here. I don't know how I was feeling.
Well, before I got to you, I noticed that there were so many trolls hitting you on your lives, and you know what the trolls were doing? And I'll just call them trolls. I have no idea. I don't remember who they are. But what they did was they repeatedly used certain symbols.
Yeah, Danny
Repeatedly.
Warrior. That's why I said Danny knows the people with the codes and stuff too, because they was using knife. But I don't know if she
Whoa.
used knives for her Avengers, but I remember them programming me with knives. But that was just crazy how all of them was getting on my live and they just put knives in the comments.
Right. So you see how your mind got that trigger from just seeing those things repeatedly pushed into the screen, into your awareness.
Yeah.
But how does that make you feel now? Like after like having experiencing that initially, and then what is it like for you today? Like, do you feel like you've managed to be able to like recognize when you're being triggered, or having a memory pop out?
Now I can recognize like I be letting look the speech preparing me when I get to tell the truth. That's what I don't know
That's right.
why he said that when she tells the truth, make it seem like she's lying. So they put it speech impediment on
So
me.
they revert. Yeah. Well,
I
they
start scratching. That's something that they installed in me. Or I say, you know what I'm saying?
right. So what I noticed that with that is that if somebody on the outside sees you doing that, they could take it as a sign of you being deceptive.
Yeah,
So you just being yourself doing that was a program. That was basically something that they created in you to do to avoid certain, you get what I'm saying?
yeah,
So in that particular, I'll call it an altar, for lack of a better word, but that altar created for that particular trauma or experience, you had to have this kind of like psyche alert, like an alarm, you know what I'm saying, in your head.
yeah,
So yeah, it makes sense to me now. Like you just coming up with yellow is because of something else. But this is what it's like with MK Ultra programming. It doesn't simply go away. You have to work at it. Anyway, I just wanted to commend you for how well you got along since we've met, and even just how much you did before all that coming public. You know, it takes courage. So bravo for
Yeah,
you.
right. You got 9 minutes.
All right, let's go.
Right, he don't talk about him. We got 9 minutes to be ready for the show. He asked me if I was ready. Okay. Yes, I'm trying to. I do too because the victims that came up here, now Diddy didn't do it to them, but they are in that sex cult that the psychic cult, as I say. Um, they attacked those people that were here. Like
Mm,
other people in the group attacked them. They are victims of the same cult, but not of Diddy.
right.
But they deal with people around Diddy. Back to the previous topic. What was that?
No, we were just going over like MK Ultra programming in you now currently and how it's affected you and how you're, navigating it. You seem to be navigating it well.
Yeah, she never told me to lie. She just told me don't worry about the past. Basically, don't bring up the past to how I knew Natalia or how I remember her. Just know that she believed me. She knows I was a victim of something. That's what she just kept saying. And she gave me her rundown of her and her sister, how she was hurt, how she was great, and she still had to sing at the wedding. And like I said, I was looking at she was a villain in my story and she's a victim in my story. Cause when she woke up out that baby all high, she would try to rescue you or get you to be, it was like everybody was pimps at the end of the day. And
Right.
the way Diddy did her, Diddy Jay-Z dropped Jag on Diddy, but Diddy wasn't doing nothing with her career.
Mm.
She was the Lyft driver. He had her on drugs, and summertime she'll get her kids, and they'll be at Diddy house.
I mean, I've got a very vivid picture of how I perceive what you're describing there to me says that Jaguar was just another you, basically, a
Yeah,
different age.
just a different age. My
Promise this, do this, you'll have this. Like it's all this perceived power, and you guys were being energy harnessed. Your power is being harnessed. Your talents and your skills, like your spiritual gifts,
yeah,
those are being exploited.
yeah, and she knows.
Yeah.
They feel like you don't come out, you don't say nothing, we ain't never gonna go down. But as long as I don't come out and say nothing, a lot of people around that did crimes that were grown can get in trouble for that stuff. So they gotta speak up for me, or they're gonna
Right.
get in trouble for that stuff. Point blank, period. But we're gonna put it in God's hand on my justice, because right now I'm getting my spiritual justice.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense to me, and I believe like we're all going to find out real soon about a lot of things.
Yeah,
And everything that we've experienced up until this very moment in time, it's to get us prepared for what's next.
yeah,
So, you know, there can be no narratives unless they're true, because the narratives are just like other possible timelines, and that's why they keep making them day after day, these lies with. I see a picture of Lamesha behind somebody, Ronnie Bo or somebody. Like,
right.
out of the blue, just random. We're gonna drop in and talk about Lamesha for like 2 seconds, but like
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
yeah, because Ronnie Bo was in the sex trafficking. That's why he done made it to law and crime. Not Ronnie Bo, the
No,
regular,
the other dude,
but Ronnie Bo,
Ratchet TV.
they look alike to me. Like I feel like Orlando Brown. Ronnie Bo is Ratchet King.
No, that's not the same dude, but Ratchet TV guy. I watched the Law and
Yeah,
whatever.
like they're in this, they're in that cult to where even the dude that's there, he's bald and fat, the one that A2K.
Right.
I'm
You think
sorry,
he?
A2K, my alter said that. But even A2K, all of them are in the cult. Is he gonna come out and say that he was raped as a child in '05? No, they're not gonna come out and admit anything. All these people were already knew they wanted to be content creators before content creator and YouTube was popping.
Right.
This was already everything is always s- s- planned out.
Mm.
Everything was
Okay.
already planned out.
So it would then make sense that everybody's acting the way they're acting with you. Like
Yeah,
that's
like she's a
perfect.
fake liar. She's Lamesha. They killed me
Lamesha.
with that.
Yeah.
You ready,
Like
baby? I'll do that for you. Right, you got 3 more minutes before our other guests come on and speak. But I just think it's crazy. I think it's crazy how they play with me. Who is this? I feel like it's crazy how they play with me. Even with Danny, with her saying that she would help me with a lawyer.
yeah, I mean, I would have
Like, why you playing with me like that?
highly
You,
doubt any of them are going to help you at this point.
yeah,
Because
because I
it's
got
not
the
in their
case.
best
I got
interest
my
to help
case
you.
number out, but we said we're not gonna put everything out. I know my case number that was filed that I'm in towards Diddy. I was gonna put the number, his telephone number out, but I
No.
said no, we're not gonna do that.
No, you don't need to do any of this. All I'm saying to you is like the people that are making these like lives about you, okay? Whether it's like 2 minutes, 3 minutes of you, or whatever, and it's every day, literally every day, okay? For the
Yeah,
last whatever month or whatever. To me, it seems like why? Like why is that so counterproductive in my mind? Is because no one's getting after what's happening with the kids. One, but what is actually the truth?
yeah. They don't wanna. They don't wanna. They don't wanna admit that I was there because a lot of people that turned a blind eye. They it's in the Hollywood world is different from the regular world.
Yeah,
Hollywood world,
I
you
understand.
can have be 12 and be in a relationship with a 30-year-old, just like Elvis and them,
I get what
and
you're saying.
Chuck Chuck Berry and everybody. Like they've been doing this. Like Drew Berry even was prostituted off by her mother to the industry, and she had to go to rehab, and then she didn't get her career back until her 20s, and Diddy helped her get her career back.
You mean Drew Barrymore?
Yeah, Diddy
Oh,
helped her get
okay.
her career back.
Okay. I thought you meant her. Okay. Wow. Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah,
Jeez.
but they already know she was blackballed because she went against the cult talking about which man she been with.
Oh, wow. Okay, so everybody has like a part they play in all this. And I
Hmm.
guess you coming out of out of the shadows, and
Yeah,
then you
because I
starting
supposed
to
to stay
remember the
there.
people that you were when you were a child, you starting to remember the people that were around you. And that must have been kind of scary. You want to talk about how that might have made you
Yeah,
feel?
because when I reached out to Adria, I thought she was gonna just leave me on red like everybody else. But when she said, "Yeah, I do remember you," she just don't remember me living with her. But she was like, "Yeah, I do remember you," and that just was like, "Oh my God, you're not a, like this actually happened to me." Even though I know it happened to me, but I pushed it to the back of my head like this never happened to me.
Well, you probably buried it basically after you were able to escape. I don't know the
Yeah,
last
I said
time
I was
you were
gonna be a
taken.
kid. I lived my life.
Yeah. Well, best as you could, and under the duress of all that trauma. Because, like, it wasn't just regular trauma. This was like trauma on top of satanic ritual worship stuff, which is, very dark. So, with that comes entities, So, you must have been dealing with that as well.
Yeah, I was. I was over here extra, like I always been spiritual, but like I turned the voice off from God. Not to say I turned my back on God, but I just lived my life day for day, not hearing God's voice, turning off my conscience basically.
Mm-hmm.
And when I accepted it, because Adrian was like, you need to speak up for yourself. People taking your story, they running with it. Speak up for yourself. She motivated me to speak up for myself, but then I still like I was talking to Adrian when she was going on Tasha K and stuff.
Right.
Um, I was scared to come out. Like I was scared, and then she was like being persistent with like, I'll pop you out. I'm gonna pop you out. Like, just gonna run with the story because my story is crazier and
Yeah,
I
I get
witnessed a
that.
lot of criminal activity. So I was went along with her popping me out.
Right. Was there any time that you felt like you wish that you could have been the one to tell it without anybody else knowing anything about? Because like there was a lot of
Yeah, I did. Me and her, we
miscommunication. There
was
was a lot.
arguing.
I'll be frank. No bullshit. There was a lot of miscommunication in the beginning, mainly because there was pictures posted up on Lionel B's interview. I'm gonna just get into it because this is what it is. Having your picture or what the D&G shirt picture, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure you knew that that wasn't you, but what was happening was that picture was being shown to be
Yeah, and
you.
I said in interviews, I can't say that's me in the picture.
Yeah, and I want to make this very clear to those listening. What the way I perceived your answer was clear. You got triggered because what I noticed most was you went ape shit. You were like, "Who's putting my pictures out here?" Like,
Right. Who's doing
and I
this
was like,
to me?
So that tells me right there because I understood you were under MK Ultra. You got triggered from the photos, the actual photos. Now, the question is, how is Jane Doe able to get a photograph of herself sitting on Diddy's lap?
The person that dropped me off to when I wrote the statement, they gave me the pictures in a stack of papers.
These exact pictures you're talking about.
Yeah, the
We're
exact
talking about.
pictures that were turned in, and I had the what's that called? Like the MP3 player where you put it in the computer and it holds all the
USB.
yeah, the USB. The USB, I had a USB, a stack of papers in those pictures.
Okay.
And I was like, that's not me in the picture, but I was like my picture, but I was there.
I get you.
It was also a picture of me there because it's gonna be me, Don, the lady that Gloria Alres is representing. She was on the pool table. She was there in a DG in a skirt.
Yeah.
She had the
Okay.
skirt and a DG shirt on. Um, Ann was there. Don was there, and I think the white girl in Daddy Kane, I don't know her name. She was there. The one that was on Bad Girls Club. Like they was all there. Like they've been messing with Diddy since they were young. And he was gonna start a girl group with me in it, but then he couldn't pop me out. He was advised not to pop me out till I was in my 20s.
Hmm.
But we were all supposed to be in a girl group and we all took a picture on his lap. We all took a
Right.
picture in the studio. He always gave me a camera and told me to take pictures of places in the room that I remember.
Right. Yeah, I figured that when I was watching it, I was thinking like, she got triggered by these pictures, and after talking to you, I realized, yeah, of course. Why wouldn't a predator have an actual inventory of children they like to abuse and record and blackmail with? So that's what they did.
Yeah.
And how do I know, like with trafficking, that they don't have oh, this is a trophy here. This, do you want her? Like a, what I'm saying, like an order book.
Yeah.
And it's harsh to talk about, but this is the reality. So it made perfect sense to me that you got triggered by those pictures. And it would make perfect sense to me that there was more than one person there on you having to do the same picture. They ritualize everything.
Yeah. But yes, I'm gonna let him get on. T is here. He's ready to come
All
on here and
right.
express his feelings on how he feel about all of this. Come on,
Okay.
introduce yourself. It's not on camera. It's just voice.
Hello, hello.
Hi,
How
T.
you doing? How you doing? How
Hey,
you doing? I get
I'm
my
good. I'm good.
let
I'm
me see.
just, here to support my girl, Lamesha, and talk about the important things here. And I know that you've been through a lot since you guys have been together. I know your story, and I know her story with you. But like, it's your chance to actually talk to us about like how everything's made you feel since actually one that you found out that she's had this experience as a child, but like how that maybe affected you, today because of everything that you know now.
It's a lot to intake. I got I got a pass. She got a pass. It's just it's a lot to intake, and you know, not being able to do nothing about it is like, damn.
Yeah,
Um,
I get that.
I hate it for her, that she had to endure all that type of pain and
Mm-hmm.
torture and trauma, and
Mm.
like I said, I can only be here, only so much because I haven't physically went through that type of stuff.
Right. Yeah, and I know that. I think it's important that you have this understanding of what Lamesha's been through. But now, like, she's in a healing stage and a healing process. Are you working together more on being able to support each other when one is, needing more than the other one day? Like, are you guys working together on this? Because I feel like there is that happening with you guys. I can see it.
We working on it. It's day for day. It's
Yeah, of course.
some days are better than yesterday, So
Mm.
it's
Yeah.
it's 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 difficult. I'm not gonna lie and say that it's not difficult, because
Mhm.
some days will be
That's fair.
good and some days will be like,
I'm tired of P Diddy. That's all I hear.
you know, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
I'm
so
trying.
let's address. Do you hear? I'm sure that Lamesha's told you about some of the gossip, right, about you. I mean, let's clear the air here because you know, what do we have to hide if we're talking the truth and telling the truth? How do you feel about people saying? I'm not going to say who said what, 'cause fuck it. The more important point is how do you feel about people saying things like you're abusive to Lamesha? Let's be straight. Like that's the stuff they're saying.
I mean, I take it. I mean, I kind of laugh it off because it's like, you know, I don't have domestic violence on my background.
Right.
I wasn't raised in a household, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where a woman abuse was, was the right thing to do. My papa didn't play that, and my dad didn't play that. So, and she know I'm not abusing her. I mean, for what?
Yeah, no, I'm in agreement that I've spoken to you both like on some level, and I feel like people just don't know you, and so if they don't know you, they're just going to make assumptions about you,
Yeah,
and and that's all that is. Like you can take it on the chin because it's got nothing to do with you what people how they perceive you, and being here in support of Amisha's said, giving me enough information. I don't need to question who you are to her. I see you, and I just want to say, you've done a good job supporting her in these times. And it's been very hard for her to get, I guess because for years, maybe she didn't talk to anybody about it, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So I understand how she was dealing with it, and you're also at the side, and people are saying these like ridiculous things like, "Oh, you're the kind of guy who hurt Lamesha." These are things that people are saying, and they don't know you. And I
yeah.
just want to say like, it's
I,
fucking bullshit. Like that's stupid.
I've been told. I've been told some of the worst.
Yeah.
I've been told, how can I allow her to do this? I should be
I'm sorry, stop funny.
I should be sued, and
Right.
like, and I already took an L when you know
Danny, I don't know if it was Danny
with,
or Adria.
with my job, and it's like
Yeah. Where you
and
had problems.
my background and the stuff I've done in the past. I like to keep a low profile. I like to be
In the
known as
background.
anonymous.
Yeah, that's
And
understandable.
when
Yeah.
she started, when she started going through reaching out to people and stuff, I typically try to stay out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I know she was dealing with some shady people and I saw it, I tried to keep my voice out of the conversation.
I understand.
And then when I get brought up as a woman abuser, drug dealing, drug head,
You gotta you about to sign the yellow beezy. That Jaguar said that.
all that stuff, and then you know my job after I got suspended for like almost like 2 weeks,
Oh wow.
and my job finally called me back and was like, you can come back if you want to, and I know me as a man, if I catch wind that y'all snickering or laughing at me, I'm liable to fight because I tend to I keep what goes on in my house away from my job. That what I do at home, I don't take to work with me.
Yeah, I get that.
And when my bosses are looking at YouTube and wait, that's that's T voice and
Yeah.
like
It
I'd rather not. And then knowing what y'all put on my name, I'd rather not. I just go find employment elsewhere, and I did. So
good for you. Seriously. Like because that gets too personal when people are like, going to your job or calling your job or calling your mother. Like that's a little too extreme,
No,
you know?
three investigators. I think it's the same investigators. A black guy and two white guys, a buff guy. So I think it's the same investigators that came to one of the content creators on TikTok. On he's on Lionel B show. Them same investigators came up to his job. People said so they steering this narrative. I'm getting money for speaking about Diddy. They're steering this narrative. Somebody is paying me to say these things.
So the case can get muddy. That's the like easiest like low hanging fruit thing to say, you know?
and for the people that's out there watching or listening, um, we didn't get no money. My kids didn't have no Christmas. Their daddy was out of work,
Right.
so we
Yeah.
we didn't. It wasn't no Christmas this year for my kids. I mean, I'm Muslim, so I don't believe in Christmas and birthdays anyway.
Right.
But I don't take that away from my kids.
I understand. This is the reality that people are missing and they're making these stupid lives, you know.
I'm not a drug addict. I'm not a drug head. I don't sell drugs. Um, I go to mosque every Sunday, and people don't know what mosque is. That's prayer.
Mhm.
That's a Muslim church,
Mhm.
and I do not beat my woman.
Yeah.
That's
You
totally
stood by
against.
her.
That's against the Quran. I do not beat my woman.
Yep.
Comment.
Understood.
Somebody got a question for you in the comments.
I read it to me.
You're a great man. Most men will leave and put her down. You stand by her. Yes, because my ex know about this. Somebody that's all in the circle of, I don't want to speak on who he's the circle of, but my ex knows about all these things, and he used to get mad. Like I told him I did voodoo on a couple of people, only like two or three people my whole life, and like real live voodoo where I know it worked. And I don't do stuff like that no more. But I cursed somebody, and I told him, but he was a weird type. Be like, you ain't did no voodoo on me. You must don't want me. But uh, I I don't feel like evil with evil is not gonna help me. It's just creating more hate, and I'm getting attacked more by demons by going to demons to help me. But then I have to remember where that came from.
Right.
But my last relationship was abusive. I stabbed him in his mouth. It was really abusive. He's in jail right now for shooting somebody. Yep, we did not have a Christmas because of the YouTube nonsense.
That's
I'll
the
get back.
truth.
You gotta when you see the comment, you just have to click it so it show up. Everybody comment show up.
I'm glad we're just talking about this stuff because people are just, I mean, obviously they're not calling you up and asking you questions, they're just making these lives and filling in the blanks and just low hanging fruit stuff. So, what you got to do now, Lamisha, is work on all of your evidentiary, all of your timelines, and really going laser focused.
And this is no scam whatsoever. I worked at Joe V Smart Shop, and I basically I got suspended because people came to my job and was questioning my associates and my bosses. So y'all out there in the world, imagine getting suspended or fired basically right after Thanksgiving, right before Christmas.
Right.
I'm still trying to shake back, and I'm not all the way shook back yet. It's like you go from making 23 summer hours to, well, we don't trust your word all the way. You're a good worker, but until we run all the facts and investigation, you're gonna sit at the house until further notice.
Right. And that must have put a lot of pressure on things.
They called you back. They'll tell them they called you back, but you
They
didn't go.
they call I said they called me back, but who would want to go back knowing that,
The investigators looking
that
for you.
it's like
People looking for you.
I feel like they'll be sitting there. We got our eye on you. Like I already had it hard being up there anyway because of my background.
I understand.
That just adds more fuel to the fire that's already.
Well, for being a manager, took the nigga he had to. He had
You know,
he was a manager.
I was supervisor. I was a supervisor for 3 weeks. I finally got to feel what it felt like to be a supervisor for about 3 weeks, maybe a month. After my supervisor quit, they made me supervisor, and
Mm-hmm.
I was supervisor for a month, and then I got fired.
So
Wow.
yeah, so you were very you tell them that you're bitter about it.
So I
You
mean, I'm not even so much. It's a job.
Mm-hmm.
You can always get another job.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. It's just effed up, basically.
And people don't understand how much name dropping and false accusations on somebody can affect that person's life.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because
Definitely.
attacking us, but
because
they're not being public how they attacking us, but they're attacking us.
Mm-hmm.
what you think people are not watching, they're watching.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And I try to stay within the shadows. Like I try to
I
I
get
try to
I
stay
get you.
like I'm that one person that's please no pictures. I stay within the shadows.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And to have my name brought up and drug across the entire internet,
The world.
the world,
Right.
Jennifer Rice said that you about to become a rapper.
and
Oh my God.
I do not rap. I just I have my headphones on. They are some big headphones. They
Yeah, you're just doing you though. Like it's it's just ridiculous. Like,
they they draw out the sound, so I don't hear nothing
yeah, I
but the
get that.
music. It covers my whole ear. It's like gaming headphones, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear nothing but the music.
Yeah, I mean these are just narratives, created out of thin air, apparently. And that's just the world we live in at the moment.
Amy said to stick together.
Yeah, all this craziness.
Yeah, it's crazy. But this is the type of world we live in. Like
Yeah, that's
stuff
what I was saying.
stuff that should have been done, it always get pushed under the rug. But when it's like with all these celebrities, when it's a person of minority and low income, they charge you and book you right away. A person of
Right.
my stature,
You would have been doing freak offs. You would have been
that
gone.
would have been took me. I would have been in
Yeah,
jail for
I get that.
pimping, extortion, sex trafficking,
Being black on Friday.
overstacking pizza boxes in the house, all type of craziness.
Right.
And because money
Run the
is
world.
what this country is not built off of what it used to be built off of.
Hard work.
And that's why the American dollar is not going to be worth nothing in a couple of years. The
Hopefully
currency,
that'll change. Hopefully that'll change. I'm being optimistic that Trump does something about it.
and just money runs the world as of right now, and it's nothing you like. Think about all these rappers that then did some serious crimes.
Yep.
6ix9ine, he got a year. And was
Let it been you.
and let me have did all that
You being there
racketeering.
talking about you Tukey.
Let me do something like that. A regular person with a regular attorney. I'm getting 45 years to life.
Right.
I don't want to sound crazy, so they bribing the judges. It's not even that. It's the audience of the world,
Mm-hmm. For sure.
and it's the audience of the court system for the simple fact that, okay, why not give this guy probation, knowing he's gonna fuck up again,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna have to throw us more money.
Yeah, as much
So
as we
in
don't want to admit it.
in the end, you can't forget about the money part.
Right. Exactly. That's why I say in the end, that's you just can't forget that this is a money making thing too. It's never been about like justice, you know.
Because if I had Diddy charges, which I do not.
Do right, clear it up. They'd be like, he got Diddy charges
No,
too.
no, no Diddy.
Yeah, like let's roll this back now for footage sake.
No, no, no Diddy. I do not have Diddy charges. I do not even. I don't even use baby oil. So,
Okay.
He said,
Okay.
but,
I've been using baby oil.
but
We stopped buying it. I just use the baby Johnson line,
but
lotion.
just
Mm-hmm.
being honest, like even with laundering money, a white man will get 2 3 years max in prison, if not probation. If I launder money from here to Switzerland and the feds find out about it, that's 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Off every minute, every dollar.
So you do the math and the statistics of why these cases are going the way they're going.
Right. And why they got all these reports. And why when people write reports, if you don't have okay, so me, I might when I get my reports, I might show my reports to y'all. You know, um, this big old packet of papers, I got all these reports I've written. Why did they just laugh it off like, I'm not messing with those guys? Like, why they didn't do anything when the report was written?
Right. Especially you were a child then, so like that's even
And they
more
kept
like
having to send me home.
creepy.
Like they
Yeah,
kept
it's just
having to send me
creepy.
home on airplanes. Like,
Yeah.
why? Why?
Because he wasn't larger than life yet. Now he's larger than life. They know he got enough money to keep paying for this, keep paying for that, and they keep rejecting his bail. He keep paying for attorneys. Attorneys ain't cheap for them type of charges.
they're burning the places where the tunnels go, and they're burning the places where the evidence is. So when I can't get my Vegas evidence or my California evidence, that was Los Angeles I was in. And but when I can't get the evidence from these places because they done set the places on fire, they done burnt the evidence.
Yeah, some of their
So
houses
I'm
and
so when it comes to
houses
my
and
California paperwork, I'm pretty sure I'm if they don't have it filed already in New York, they're not going to give me the Los Angeles because I was in Vegas, Los Angeles, Miami,
mm-hmm.
uh, and I was also in England. I was over in Dubai. I done been to
Mm-hmm.
Russia, but those experiences they were horrible, and the people on the streets like when when me and I don't know if she want me to tell her name, but when me and her got away, me and Allie, when we got away, we was in the streets and they was like, nigga! And
Oh
we was
Lord.
speaking English and nobody understood us. And guess who
Wow.
came and picked us up from the building? P. Diddy.
Oh my God. This fucking guy. Damn, Lamesha.
Just like me and a guy, I think he ended up going to jail. Me and the guy got caught on the airplane and he ended up having to go to jail. Diddy didn't get him out. Diddy just took me and he took a bag. He said that's bag that you got, some very important people own that right there. And the people at the airports, the people at the places will give him his money back. Like, y'all not understanding. He is the Antichrist. That means he's God in the Hollywood world. They don't understand that. And I just been like all the fog that I don't want to remember. I remember. I just play it back. I just tend not to play it back because some stuff is really really sickening,
I know. And
and I don't want to say it out
you
loud. But
don't
I
have
done
to
said a lot of
do
sick stuff out loud.
okay, you're gonna have to do a timeline for yourself. But when you get to
Love
the
you
extra,
too,
oh,
Marley gang.
nice. Yeah, I just want you to like take it easy on like because you'll get memory flashes and some of them are going to be relevant or irrelevant, by the way.
Yeah,
So you don't want to go chasing these rabbit holes. You need to like take one piece at a time and then dismantle it. Look through it, and then figure it out. Like, was this implanted or was this real?
yeah, yeah. I went online. I printed off a paper. I got my court case. I know my court case. I know what building floor I was in when I first got took. So all my records are tied into one. But I also don't want to talk too much about it because Jaguar
Yeah,
listening and I'm talking all this. She been and showed the people the videos and something been happen to me because I'm kind of feeling like they need to put me in protective custody, but they told me that they wasn't gonna put me in protective custody because I did not come to court 2012. I'm out here in the streets myself. In Texas, you can carry,
right.
and as long as you ain't got no felony, you can carry. So I'm not more so wary, because I'm protect myself, and I'm never the aggressor in no fight, but I will fight, and I just don't like how Jaguar talking about me being swatted, and she keep trying to get me and tied into the trap house,
Right.
because she wants somebody to come after me.
Which is horrific, behavior.
Like they played with Mo3 Life. Mo3 had blocked me on Instagram. I wish I could open up my old Instagram. I could show my message. I said they gonna kill you, boy. And he blocked me, and then he went to go see the Walking with the Ancestors, and she didn't tell him.
Oh my God.
She didn't tell him. And then she go live. I feel bad because I saw death in his future. She used the manipulating spirit because she didn't tell him.
This is
You
really,
can't go online and get your police reports. You go online, you get the form to fill out, and you have to mail it in.
yeah, there's a process. And you're still going to go through more processes, by the way. I
Yeah,
don't
you
think
got.
this
I
is the
gotta
end of it.
because a lot of my stuff is closed out. I don't want to talk too much to incriminate myself or the higher ups. But a lot of the stuff that I witnessed them do, they is blotted out. Y'all fools to think that these rich people, the high up people, don't be killing each other.
They absolutely do. But they're more interested in silencing those who
Yeah,
would
that do
expose
talk
them.
too much. Yeah, because I was looking at Allie Carter. I fell for Allie Carter because Allie Carter mom is just like my grandmother, and like as far as like her the way her that's what I was raised with.
Right. There's a similar
Like she's
trait.
calling for help, but then you better not ever come to my house. She's calling for help publicly,
Mm.
but she's still threatening Allie. I don't like that.
No, I mean, who would?
And in black households, they always tell us they gonna kill us, and sometimes we believe it because it's like I don't know, we country bunking like in the black households, like when it
Mm.
comes to discipline area, you can be arrogant or you can be grown, or that's what she was basically calling her. You always been trying to run my house, but I'm pretty sure she had to cook, clean, and feed. We have to do stuff like that to where we feel like we're grown.
Right.
Because I've been frying pork chops since I was 7 years old. My grandmother is big, like 600 pound life. She
Oh,
always been like
wow.
800 pounds. Like she's been big. Like she always been bed. She
Mm-hmm.
drives the car. She'll go, but like she always been bedridden.
I get it.
So I always have to cook and clean up. Cook and clean up everything, and then I have to clean up how she used to say, her mama used to clean up for white people, and you can't get on your knees. You gotta bend your back, like when you know how you clean out the tub, you get on your knees.
Yeah.
She used to raise me off that slave. I'm telling you, raise us off the slave mentality to like stand
Mm-hmm.
up, bend your back. Don't you get on your knees to clean up. Big mama say you never get on your knees. When she used to clean houses for white people, she never got on her knees. She broke. Well, you gonna break your back bending over, and I got in trouble for saying that.
Mm.
My back hurt bending over the tub, scrubbing all this out. But it's just the way that we raised this. Allie Carter was raised the same way as far as the way her mom is like raised. She raised her how her mama raised her. Because when we
Mm.
got raped or molested, they said you are okay.
Right. They were acting as if it didn't happen.
Yeah, and it's been like that. So I thought it was okay what I was going through with Diddy. It pissed her off when it comes. She keep calling Allie adopted that. Why? Yeah, she's mad because the white woman is more so well, how should I say this? Miss Shelley, um, Vanilla, what she call her white chocolate. She
Mm.
is pushing for all the adults to go to jail. Miss Shelley used to be the counselor for Allie Carter School. So Allie Carter was going through what I was going through. Like I was there, but then he'll take me back home, but then he'll come pick me back up like access.
Mm. Direct.
Yes. And Allie Carter had the picture with Tupac. So even if Tupac is not her daddy, she showed Puffy like, I
Mm.
see Allie Carter's my dad. I mean, you see that Tupac is my dad.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but
Yeah.
I used to say back then, Tupac not your dad. She's like, he is my dad. And it, what's called, I have a picture, but I don't know. I used,
Right.
but it make me go back into like when I think about Allie, I go back into that mindset when like I met her.
Mm-hmm. What was that
And
like?
I remember them putting us in different places. We doing cockfights and all that. Like I remember stuff like that. It was like we were friends,
Mm-hmm.
but then we were enemies. We was like in competition with each other.
Wow. So like fight clubs. Not fight clubs, but like Spartacus type
Yeah, that's how we were.
stuff.
Like we survived. Like when we got tortured, I used to tell her. Allie used to say, "There's no God," and I used to be like, "There is a God," and I quote the Bible to her, Bible verses and stuff, and I'd be like, "There's a God," and I was like, when they say, I used to tell Rocco that too. I remember whispering when they say, "Do you give your soul to Bill?" Say yes, but knowing your heart, you give it to a good energy. And then they'd be like, they're lying. And but whoever said yes, and they'll kill them on the spot.
And what this particular event you're talking about? When did this take place? You remember?
It was um it was like one of the full moons,
Mm.
like a New Year's, like what they do.
So this was a ritual.
Yeah, it was a ritual.
And you were making voices like she's lying. Who are those people saying that?
She's lying is one of the people that were in the room that was a psychic.
Mm-hmm.
And they will
Okay.
be like, they're lying, they're telling the truth, they're lying, they're telling the truth.
Okay. So they had their own seers, which
Yeah.
makes sense. A lot of them do use their seers. Um.
I told her if white woman is such a predator, the reason why she suddenly cares. Yeah, she because they're gonna Shelly is pressing for the adults to go to jail. So they were telling me in 2012 that that the adults like my grandmother could go to jail because they're gonna prosecute the parents.
Right.
And I told my grandmother about that. Like they got your videos, you know, they got proof that you was there, and they paid you, and they bought you this car, they got the stuff, and she was all like, "I'm about to get paid. They got me on the TV." Like I don't understand what she thinking.
Well, she's gonna have to deal with the fact that she's complicit and allowed it, and she should be held accountable for it. It's that simple. And unfortunately, if it means she has to get locked up, you know, you're gonna have to make peace with that, Lamesha.
Yeah, like they'll take me home in between times, but I look so odd. I got a picture where I went home, like I was allowed to go home, and my grandmother kept me away after that dentist visit. And the dentist was all like, "You only get this disease when you eat feces in your mouth."
Right. So you
Oh,
already pretty have a pretty good roadmap of your evidentiary.
yeah. So my grandmother stopped letting me. Was like basically like she went to go live with her daddy, like on some stuff
Mm.
to keep him away. But then my other sister experienced something. And when she went out there to California, she said, I was like, "You was doing pink powder." She was like, "Yeah, how you know?" They were trying to pimp her off when she went out there, and we had to come up with money to get her back. And guess what? The mental hospital sent her to life.
Mm.
But
Wow.
what was I saying? It just all ties in. But my sister was talking about P. Diddy before she killed herself. um, I told my grandmother that they got evidence. You know, they're gonna have evidence of this. And when I go to court, yes, rest in peace to Janae, my sister. Um, and my grandmother was like she was gonna be rich, and if they got her, I said they P Diddy got the video of you having sex with him. They got him on. They gonna put they playing. They're gonna be playing on the news and stuff. And she was all like, "Well, I'm about to get rich because I'm a sue. Ain't nobody asked to put my picture up nowhere."
Why you troll your grandma? Okay, I get why you did that, but like,
Yeah, because I want her to give me the bank statements.
right. And so, is she helpful at all? I guess let's
No,
just get
she's
to it.
not. She just keeps saying Shaky was never missing. She's still scared. I said, "That no, I'm not scared of them. If it's time for me to die, I'm going to die."
That's how she's rolling. Wow. Wow.
No, she's saying that she's happily married. That she don't want nothing to do with me in this, and I was never missing. That's what my grandmother says. She got
What?
dementia. I told her, I said, you better act like you got dementia," and she been playing that dementia role.
Note to self: don't give your grandmother any more ideas.
Yeah, I was mad. It was like I was mad. I just was going off on her. But she been
Yeah.
calling my sister, checking up on me through my sister. But when I call her phone, I call her right now, she's not gonna answer for me.
Mm. So this is going to take a little bit of pushing.
Yeah. But I give my number to the lawyers. I told the lawyers she's gonna say I was never missing. But they got my school statements where they see, well, we see that you in school, but then you get took out after a month, 2 months,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go to summer school.
Yeah, it's like spotty school records.
Yeah, that's how my school records is. And I can get on here and I can show. I'm getting the yearbooks and stuff. I can show people. People can get the yearbooks and look around for me. They were like, "Girl, I remember you missing. I wish you would have said something." I can show messages in my Facebook, multiple of my classmates. Some of my classmates are in the industry. A lot of them made it to the NBA, like the women's basketball.
Mm.
I don't know what it's called, WNBA. They made it to the women's basketball and stuff, and like people I know that will keep that information. I done got contact people helping me behind the scenes,
Yeah.
but I didn't tell everybody what I went through.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
I just come home with new bruises, new scars. My body all, my legs all scarred up. I didn't fall that much as a kid, but being there, I got all scarred up.
Like I said, you have the perfect roadmap. You got to get to it.
Yeah, and then it is kind of scary because they doing all this, and
Hey, what's up?
what if the people? I'm about to let you get back on here. And what if the people like they whoever Jaguar be saying they are, they she's showing them. I'm about to show this to the D. I'm about to show this, like, um you know that I'm a victim. Instead of you trying to help me, you holding evidence.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So that was like, are you a victim or are you? Oh, I need the iPhone charger. Are you a victim or are you a villain? Are you a villain? This one want to know what Jaguar right because she be saying that she dominated, she was a pimp. She tells the truth on certain platforms, but when it come down to it, it's they ain't never did nothing like that. You got to watch with a camera on it. Why haven't you gave the watch to the people if you've been holding that watch? And when she was on the live with Ruku,
Right.
something happened where Jaguar made him do something to Diddy, and she said that on Maggie's live. But when I go back and watch the live, I don't see that part. That like she edited that part and they just left a little bit up.
Hmm. I haven't had a chance to watch it, so yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Jaguar Wright and Ruku got into it. What you need? Huh? You better take the floor back. I'm gonna take the floor back. She gave her the she deleted it, I think, because I don't see it on there. Because I went back to go see that part, and
Mm-hmm.
now Ruku all like that he don't want to do lives anymore.
And rightfully so, with all the stuff that's happened. I mean, it's just a soap opera now, you know, in my opinion. And I think that you're going to do better if you focus on your own platform, your own
No, he's
voice.
not done talking. They want you to talk. No, he's not done talking.
Oh,
I
okay,
just
good.
here. Are you about to go outside? Huh? What question did you want to ask, Gugu? Is it Gugo or Gugu? Well, I'm saying if she got information, she need to turn that in. Huh.
Yeah.
Siéntate.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go, Trinity. Huh.
Yep, yep.
What's up?
Oh, my bad. I'm eating this cookie.
No,
No,
I'm
I'm
glad you
ready.
got on. I'm glad you got
Um,
on today.
oh, no problem. She wanted me to get on there, so
Mm-hmm.
I
Very
did.
much needed because people need to get to know you guys. Like, instead of just making these assumptions, they make assumptions about and make these crappy live videos.
Yeah. Do not do drugs, people.
No, it's just these are real life people, and I respect that.
You cannot find me at your local corner store selling drugs.
You're not a rapper. You're not signed to a rock
I'm not a
nation.
rapper. I don't. I don't.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I got kids.
Mm-hmm.
They say, how are your babies?
Oh, they're good. They're good. One is going to college, scholarship football. My oldest is already in college. He plays football for OSU. And my 15-year-old is playing with himself. No, I'm just playing. He's a
Mm.
gamer.
Mm-hmm.
Football, but he's an extreme gamer.
Right.
He yell food and game. He on his way.
The march has started on Eileen's channel. I mean Allie's channel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the link
Tesmosis.
to it. What's
Okay,
the
Mel,
link?
maybe we can end our live and we can go all join that. I don't know what you want to do. It's up to you
Yeah,
if you
because I
want to
want
keep
to see if
going.
she's gonna talk back to me. All right, if I can get
I
up
don't
there and I
know.
can talk.
Okay, it's up to you. I'm gonna back out then and let you guys continue here.
Oh, we're about to get off. I'm waiting on somebody to push the link. Are you gonna send it to me?
I'll send it to you when I find it.
Okay. Who
Okay,
is Tommaso channel? Okay.
that's the channel. It's Tesmosis.
Come on.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, and I appreciate you.
I ain't go back where
Talk
I
to you guys
was.
soon.
We'll come back
Bye.
so we can talk about the march.
You know,
Yeah.
that was up.